Tonight we're blinding 4 bourbons from Bardstown Bourbon Company. Which one is my favorite? Let's find out. Okay then, we had a hardware glitch, but we're back on the air. You probably didn't even notice, did you? So tonight it's a new series we're calling Distillery Blind, and it's this simple. It is, I take 3 or 4, usually 4, of my favorite whiskeys that I have from a distillery. I put it in the solo blind, and we find out which one is my favorite. Now, what's cool about this, some of these whiskeys I haven't tasted in years, like this Fusion number 8 from Bardstown. So tonight's distillery obviously is Bardstown. There is a wild card though, and that wild card is this little guy here, what's left of it, the Bardstown 12, because I don't own a Bardstown 12, but I've tasted it and I remember liking it, and I got a sample from my friend Daniel, so we thought, well, it's whiskey I own, so we're going to put it in there. Of course, if it wins, that means I have to go out and find a bottle. But more to, what is the whiskey tonight in the blind? And we'll start over on the far left here. Bardstown Ferrand. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. This is a blend. I picked this up on when we did our Kentucky Bourbon Trail. You might remember that episode. This is a blend of straight whiskeys finished in Ferrand cognac casks. Now, I still call it a bourbon, and this is a bourbon blind, because all these bourbons they put in here, 3 of them, are from Kentucky. Not theirs, by the way. The last one isn't a bourbon, it's a rye. So I don't know if technically they can call this a bourbon because it's blended whiskey, but we're going to call it a bourbon because it tastes like bourbon. I really liked this Bardstown finished in cognac. Ferrand is a type of cognac casks. And the reason I did not pick up a Bardstown 13, and the reason why it's not in the show tonight, I actually like this better. So I thought, well, even if I had a 13, I'm not going to put it in there because I've already put a 13 against the Ferrand, and the Ferrand beat it. Next up is one of my favorite wheated bourbons, a very affordable wheated bourbon, the Bardstown Origin. Now, as I understand, the Origin is all their own juice. And if you've been watching Bardstown for a while, their juice keeps getting older and older in the Origin. Now, this is a wheated bourbon. And the reason it's here is on previous shows, it's beat out the Black Label, the Bottled in Bond, which until I got this was my favorite Bardstown bourbon. So I don't know if this is still my favorite or not. I've had several Bardstowns since then, but this is the wheated bourbon. It's a high wheat bourbon, and the wheat in this is 39%. And it's a 6-year bourbon, all their juice. You might remember a lot of their bourbons, when they first came out with Origin, was 4-year distillate. Which gets us to probably the oldest bourbon I have on the table. I think I got it in like June of 2023, so it's over a year and a half old, and it is the Bardstown Fusion series. Now, the Fusion, I don't think gets a lot of press. You certainly don't see a lot of videos on it. It is a collaboration series. They have 2 4-year-old bourbons. Remember I talked about their older distillate being 4-year? 2 of their 4-year bourbons in here, and then a 12-year from Kentucky. At the time, I had no idea what it is. Now, a lot of people have researched this, and I researched this before coming on the air, and by everything I can read, the 12-year-old is a Heaven Hill. It matches the mash and other things that people are saying, yes, they're now admitting it was a Heaven Hill. Now I've got a Heaven Hill 12-year that I got from Short Barrel of all places. Heaven Hill loves to sell 12-year bourbons to people for some reason, and I thought it was wonderful. I'm like, why can't I just go down and buy a Heaven Hill 12-year, huh? It's that good. It really is good. So I'm hoping it's the second highest percentage in here at 30. What's it say? I think that says 30%. Yeah. And then the other 58 and 12% of 2 4-year bourbons, one a high rye, one a low rye. Interesting. So I remember liking it at the time, but this was years ago. And then, of course, the Bardstown 12, which I had to look up because I don't have the bottle here. And what did it say? What did it say here? It's interesting. It's a blend of 14, 10, 2 10s, and a 6. 48% wild turkey. Yeah, a 14-year, which is really kind of interesting. 29% of a 10-year Heaven Hill, 15% of a Jim Beam, and then only 8% of a 6-year Bardstown Bourbon Company. It's fairly high corn, low rye, until you get to the Bardstown, and then it's 60% corn, 26% rye, 10% wheat. Get a little bit of wheat in there. So, do they call it a bourbon? Well, there again, I still think of it as a bourbon because all that mix, it still would meet the requirements at 51% corn. And I'm sure all this stuff is finished in charred barrels, so I'm going to call it a bourbon. It is a Lazy Susan, but what the genius about it is, it's in a module that contains a tag that I put in there when I poured them, and I use similar glasses. Obviously, you use the same glasses so you can't see it later. But the genius is they made this thing so you could put it back on and still spin it. I'm spinning it now. Spin it a couple times and you're not going to know which is which. So take that off. Like I said, it's kind of like little dog tags in the modules. And I've done this a few times now, I found the best way to do it is just to take the modules off, and then I just call them A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, really doesn't matter what you call them. And the tags back here have got the labels so you don't get confused or mess up which one is which. All the glasses are the same as far as having 1 ounce of bourbon in them. And all these bottles have been, the 12 has not been open a while, but it's a repour. So I'm thinking all these things have aerated enough that I shouldn't be getting any ethanol. So we're going to start right in on it, and then I'm just going to take some notes. And then we'll probably break so I can write up some scores and not bore you with that. And then we'll have our reveal. But you're probably very interested to know, what do these bourbons smell and taste like? So we're going to start off on our left, and we're going to call this, because this is sample A through D, so we're going to call this A. Well, that is a nice aroma. Definitely traditional bourbon notes. I would say some medium to dark fruits. I'm not really picking up much in the way of the proof. I don't think any of these things are real high. I think one's like 111, and then one's like in the 90s. But it is a nice smelling bourbon whiskey. Cheers. Nice little bit of spice on the front. Definitely that fruit that comes through. What I was smelling come right into the palate. A hint of sweetness. This is a good sipping bourbon, and I have no idea what it is. Now, I'm hoping I can tell my Ferran because it's got a cognac finish, but the Ferran has got a very light cognac finish. One of the reasons I like it so much versus ones I have in the studio or in my collection that tend to be heavy on cognac or Armagnac, and just like it tastes like a flavored whiskey. I don't like flavored whiskey unless we're talking Crown, then that's okay. So I'm going to say that, and I'm going to write down the scores here, and of course I might change them. But the nose was fruity, the palate was fruity, and the finish, really I'm just going to qualify that as being good, bad, short, medium, long. I would say the finish was short and good. All right. On to Glass B. Now this one smells different, folks. You know, I'm looking for that cognac finish. It's definitely a different aroma. Not true bourbon, not a whole lot of fruit, more like a wine. Oh yeah, interesting. Cheers. I think I'm wrong though. I'm not really getting cognac here. I'm gonna have to come back to it. It's good, but it's mild. I'm not picking up really a whole lot of rye spice, so that makes me wonder, could that be the high wheat? So B had a, I'll say complex nose, because now I'm not sure. The palate was mildly sweet and super smooth. And the finish, it's moderate and good. I'm still tasting it. So that's our B. And of course, you're seeing what I'm tasting. We do this in post, obviously. So you know what I'm tasting. And am I on the right track? Raise your hand. Okay, on to Glass C. This is fun. I love doing blinds with the solo blind. It's just so much fun, and it's so easy to do. And if you love blinds, you got to get one. It smells a lot like B. Well, that can't be. There's only one wheated and only one finished. Maybe my sinuses are messed up. But this B and C do not smell like A. Cheers. Oh, that is entirely different. I got an unusual sweetness there. I would say like a finish. Not necessarily a finish. I won't say that because I'll be wrong. But that is got a kind of a sweet curve to it. Some spice up front. A little bit of proof. That is delicious, whatever that is. Could it be the 12? I don't remember the 12. But is the 12 sweet? Raise your hand. I don't remember the 12 being sweet. Here, I should come back to it. All right. So C was complex on the nose again. It was really hard for me to tell what it was. The palate, sweet and spicy, reminds me of a cognac finish, or reminds me of a finish. Speaking of the finish, long and really, really good. Well, you know what I'm thinking? Yeah, I'm thinking like this is number one right now. See if it can stay number one. All right, on to D. What do we have on D? More traditional bourbon notes. It smells a lot like A and D, the aroma. Simple bourbon notes. Nothing fruity, nothing really sweet, nothing proofy. Cheers. Well, that's way different. That's got a nuttiness to it. A Jim Beam nuttiness to it. Definitely on the sweet side, though. It's kind of funny. C and D are the two sweetest, but this has got a nutty profile, kind of like roasted peanuts or roasted pecans. A good nuttiness, but entirely different. Wow, I want so many of these things are collaborations and are from multiple distilleries. You never know what you're getting with a collaboration. That is interesting. I'm not sure what to think about it. So traditional aroma, the palate was nutty and sweet. And I should say, messing with my brain. That's what it's doing. What is that? Dang. The finish, I would say moderate and okay. I don't like the finish on this as much as some of the other ones. The finish going in it got a little bit of bitterness. I don't know if it's that nuttiness, the sweetness wearing off, and now the oak's coming through. But yeah, I think I'm getting a little bit of oak there, a little bit of bitter oak. So it's okay. Not objectionable, just not as good as some of the others. Wow. So let's pause my timer here. And I'm going to go back through and give this some rating and see if we have any ties. And if so, I'll show you the tie. We'll do the tie together. Otherwise, fourth through first, baby. We'll be right back. Wow. I thought maybe I'd have a tie for first, but I know which one I like the best. The tie is for last, so we're going to do that first. And it's between, I'm scoring in points. I didn't score the aroma because to me, aroma's nice, but it's all about the palate and the finish. So these two got the same scores. They're tied, virtually tied. So we're going to go back to these two and see which one is last. Get some stuff out of the way here so we can push them forward. So, glass A. It's good. Not exceptional, but it's good. There's nothing on this tabletop that is bad. I thought I'm going to really not like the Fusion 8 because look, I've not gone to it. For whatever reason, most likely just everything new coming in, it just got, once I did a review of it, it just stayed there and I didn't go back to it. Because there's so many Bardstowns I just absolutely love. Could that be the Fusion? I don't know. Let's go to D. I just don't remember what the Fusion tastes like. Maybe that one. That nuttiness, it just, there again, they're all good. I would put them all in, there's not a single one here I wouldn't give to a friend or wouldn't drink myself, but you have favorites, and this one, whatever it is, I'm going to turn it around so I can get to the tag in our reveal, is in fourth place, which is Glass D, which means Glass A is in third place. Turn that around. All right. And like I said, I already know which one I like best. And there was only 1 point difference, and they both had equal points in finish, but my Glass C was the favorite on the palate. I love that sweet and spicy, and it tasted like a finish to me. Either it's 12 or the Ferrand. I'm pretty sure. Take your bets now. Raise your hand. Oh, okay. So that makes Glass B in second place. Okay. Which one is not my favorite on the Bardstown? We're going to go to Glass D. The only thing about that, I wish it was easier to get these tags out. Maybe in batch 2, they'll make it easier. Maybe just to be a little bit farther away from the glass, because I can't get the tag out without lifting the glass. So, Glass D, what was Glass D? Oh my God. Discovery 12. This guy. Bardstown 12. Disco 12, as I like to call it. You're telling me that Fusion beat out Disco 12? I'm definitely getting booted out of my bourbon society. I didn't like it the best. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't buy a bottle. Wow. So, Disco 12. I wouldn't have. I thought that could easily be a second place, maybe even a first place. You know, my favorite recently has been the Ferrand, but that doesn't mean going against something else in a blind it would lose. It could lose. So I was thinking like 12 or the Ferrand is going to be first and second, and so that blows me away. So what was third place? Third place was Glass A. And remember, these were tied. So on any other day, it could make third place. Really, that's still not very good, is it? So what was third place? Oh my God. I am really not batting 1,000 here. Origin High Wheat, which I say over a period of time has been my recent favorite until I got that Ferrand. As far as Bardstown, if you had to ask me, like, oh yeah, second place, didn't make it tonight. So you're telling me that the Fusion, which I've not been drinking, is first or second? Holy crap! So let's just right to first, because now I'm just like, I'm sweating this. What is first place? Ferrand. There's something about that finish that I picked up and going like, man, this is really good. I love a good finished bourbon, and this is really good. I like a good cognac finish. I actually like Armagnac finishes better than cognac finish most times. But Bardstown really did it good, because I've got a few cognac finishes like the Old Elk. I just don't think it's that good. They left it in it too long. These guys know what they're doing. They didn't leave it in it too long. It was just a hint of cognac, which is what I love. Which means, I can't believe this. I got to take it out to look at it. Fusion 8. Holy crap. 1 point down from the Ferrand. I love the Heaven Hill 12 year. 35% of it is that Heaven Hill 12 year. And I love Heaven Hill's mash bill, which is typically 78, 10, and 12. I think it's a perfect mash bill. It's a low rye, high barley, high corn. So what do you think of this? Raise your hand. Oh, Mike, you really screwed this up. I might have. Wow, and I apologize for the video going long. Blinds go long, but we love them. And of course, you're not going to see me scoring in between, so the time here is not the time you'll see. So, anyways, I hope you let me know if you'd like to see more of these. I've got a lot of distilleries on the shelf. We're going to go through each one. I'm going to pick my 4 favorites. We're going to put them in a blind and see just how bad I get this. So please like, comment, and share, and let me know what is your favorite Bardstown. My guess is probably going to be the 13, right? I'm going to have to get a bottle of the 13 next time I go back. Of course, it might be 14 or 15 by the time I get there. So as always, please drink responsibly. Never drink and drive. And oh my God, I love this Ferran. Cheers.